In this episode of the Exploring Information Security podcast, what it's like participating in the social engineering capture the flag. Welcome to the Exploring Information Security podcast, where you will learn, explore, and grow your security mindset. I am your host, Timothy D. Block, and in this episode, we will be exploring what it's like to participate in the SECTF. Joining me today to help answer this question is Michelle, one of the participants of the social engineering capture the flag competition. Michelle, how are you?
I am fine, thank you. How are you?
I am fantastic. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. What is the social engineering capture the flag?
It's one of it's the best competition in DEF CON, I think.
Yeah.
It's the most fun. So you apply, and the idea is to use social engineering to get some flags, and they provide you a list. And you have a report to prepare where you can use, you're not allowed to speak to them physically. You can use any other techniques you want to, or synth techniques. But then in the actual booth on the day or the 2 days when it runs, you then speak to your targets. So you identify your targets and get as much information as you can without speaking to anybody. And then you go in and hopefully don't crash and burn.
So what drew you to the competition? Is this something you had seen before, or you just saw online?
No, I'm really impulsive. It's terrible. And I'd never even been to DEF CON or even to Vegas. So my mentor who spoke to me about it and was saying, in 2018, you should really try this. Like, if you should go to DEF CON this year, DEF CON DC 25, and you should watch it. Like, get into the social engineering village, see what's going on, watch what's happening. And then, next year, like, enter, and, you could be good. And I just went, so I entered it. I didn't really expect to get in, to be honest with you. I just kind of thought I'll do it because, like I said, I'm impulsive, and it just looked like fun. And I like a challenge. So,
okay. So this was like your first year, and you're like, I'm going to just jump into the deep end.
Yeah. And I think as well, because it wasn't as bad as it sounds. It might sound kind of a bit crazy and a bit scary, but you go in a transparent booth and you're on stage in front of I don't know how many people, but like Human Hacker and his team, they're a really great bunch, and they're very positive and encouraging on Twitter. So I think, and they provide a lot of information already, and you can reach out to them and ask them a question all the time, and they're very supportive, and they're particularly supportive of women getting into tech and things like that. So I think I kind of considered them as almost like not friends as such, because that would be a bit rude to imply that I kind of knew them that well before, but I felt very supported, and I didn't feel like it would be so scary to kind of do it, because we had a lot of online conversations before on Twitter and things. So, and they're very funny, and they're very very quick to offer advice and help.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This was actually my first year not my first year at DEF CON, but my first year at the Social Engineering CTF. And I completely agree with you that it is one of the best places. It's also one of the most positive, one of the most friendly, as it should. It's a social engineering village. I mean, it's kind of the whole point. But to set the stage for people a little bit, is that they pretty much put you in a sound booth. They've piped in a phone line pretty much over the speaker, and you're sitting in this sound booth with, I don't know, hundreds of eyes on you as you're trying to get actually compete in a competition, which, I got to applaud you right off the bat. Like, just getting in the booth and being able to, compete is just amazing. And like you said, just it sounds like it was a really wonderful experience.
It was. I mean, like you say, it's a wonderful community as a whole. I have to say, the whole of DEF CON, the whole experience, the whole week was wonderful. But the social engineering village and everything they create there, like you say, is wonderful. And they try very hard. They work extremely hard on being, inclusive and positive and welcoming. Although, and thank you for saying that. But if you knew, like, anybody who knows me really well will be thinking, well, that's just typical Michelle, because, I'm one of those people, I'll be sitting there thinking, oh, no, I wouldn't want to go up in front of all those people. And then actually I get in there. If I hadn't have been doing it, I probably would have been sitting in the back thinking, I just want to get up there and do it. So I'm a little bit of an attention seeker in that respect. So it wouldn't surprise anybody in my family to know that I've done that.
That's good. Like I said, I'm sure it was a wonderful experience. So not something that a lot of people would do. So I think everyone kind of, and the competition, because I'm sure you stuck around for some other competitors, right? Some other calls.
Actually, no.
You didn't? Oh, no. Okay. How well did you do in the competition? Did they tell you where you placed yet?
Yeah, no, I didn't actually. I don't know exactly. I didn't come last, which I don't really mind, because I didn't enter it to win.
Right.
But
just to have the experience, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a win right there for you.
Yeah. So I guess I didn't really think. I just wanted to be part of it, and I wanted to try it. But they're really good. They provide a lot of support when you're doing the report and everything. And I have to say they were wonderful, because I had a few things in my personal circumstances that were a little bit difficult at the time I had to submit the report, and they were really, really helpful with that. And so thank you to them for that. No, I couldn't watch it on Friday. I went in on Thursday to check in, and it made me feel a bit nauseous. For seeing the booth and seeing, because I hadn't really, like I said, I'm really impulsive and I do things, and then I think, oh no, what am I doing? And then I'm a bit of an ostrich like that, so head in the sand. So I kind of saw the booth, and I saw Jack in there doing the social engineering Mission Impossible or something, whatever it was.
Yep.
And I don't know, it was quite intense, and I thought, I just need to take a break from this. And then after my thing, I had a few meetings to go to, had a few people to see after that, so I had to go.
Okay.
And I was, it was.
No, it was. Yeah. I see. I do seem to remember you getting at least some points. So, and the pointing system, huh?
That was so funny. You got at least some points. No, I didn't really do very well at all. To be honest with you, I could have done a lot better. I was just really excited and relieved that I got, at least when I got the one person on the phone, she talked for about 15, 16 minutes, I think. And, I was just fine. I was so happy, because I thought, I don't want dead space, like dead air. So I just thought, I'd keep you talking. And I was actually kind of having quite a bit of fun talking to her. And so I thought, well, this is great. And I'll see if I keep her talking, why cut her off? Why say goodbye? Because you're not going to. So, but it was fine. I was just worried. The worst thing that can happen is you call and they don't answer. And I had a few of them. So, it was really good fun. And the crowd were amazing. And I had a bit of banter with Chris before. And, it was really, really good fun.
No, and that's kind of what I was getting to, is that there were a few competitors who it was 15 minutes of dial tone, because they could not get anybody. And it was just very awkward. And I imagine they're sitting in there, and you actually got to talk to somebody and, get some interaction, get some things going. So it's just an interesting experience, both entertaining too, because they can hear the crowd. So we have to keep the crowd quiet. So they don't, while you're on the call, they start cheering and they're like, wait, what's happening?
I know it's quite difficult in that, but I think as well, it's hard. It's so you can be very unlucky, because if you were doing it as a job, normally you'd go back and you'd have time, you'd have the whole day, or you'd be able to work out what time would be best. And so you get allocated a time, and that might be lunchtime, and you've got to anticipate the time that might be on whichever coast you're calling. And, Saturday as well, it can be really horrible to call on. So because people aren't in the office necessarily. And it's just down to that. You can have done the most amazing OSINT report and then just have really bad luck. And it's really unfortunate. So, I was really lucky.
How much? So, that's the thing is that before this competition, because you get 2 weeks, you get your target, which you can say who your target was at this point, right?
Yeah, I got Disney, which was
You got Disney, yeah.
Yeah, I love that when I got that. I was like, yes.
These are video game companies. So the whole theme was like video games this year. But these are like actual companies that you have to call and try to get them to divulge not necessarily sensitive information. So like passwords, even like Had Nagy was having them cut off the audio when like emails were being sent out, but they're very aware of that. But you're trying to get like computer information and get them to open links and do all this different stuff for points.
Yeah. It's I mean, like on your last blog, you talked about the guy who won this year, and he was that was just, I didn't see that, but I heard a lot of talk about it, and that was just amazing. Really clever, really simple idea. Just get them to read off basically, and the targets is nothing kind of confidential or dangerous or as in dangerous to the company. Like they don't ask for information that would get anybody into trouble for divulging it. It's all stuff that would be useful. And I think especially now, one of the things with social engineering is, or just with information security, we're trying to get companies to understand that they can't just give training to people on, this is a PowerPoint slide of, 5 different things you have to do. It's kind of making them aware that every single piece of information they have, even things, if they're called at home or targeted at home, has a value. Like they have a value. Because if I can get into your Hotmail, not Hotmail, but your little Gmail account at home or whatever else, or I can find something about you, I can use that, if I'm kind of going to be a malicious attacker in some respects. So it's that. It's all about empowering people to say, well, to be rude and say no, and I'll challenge you. Can I just call you back? Can I just check this? I will call you back. Can I take your number? And because people are very polite, and we're just, human nature is that, isn't it? It's being polite.
Well, you like to think, for the most part, it is, yes.
Yeah. Depends who you are. But yeah, so I think there's that side of the reciprocity and the using empathy and things and asking people to help and advise you. And people are just like that because people are nice. And you have a company like Disney, they're just lovely. They're so kind and nice. Their whole culture is just really open and very nice and fluffy and friendly. And so it was, if I'd have been better, more efficient, it would have been, you could do a lot of damage if you were really going into a company like that.
Right. So you mentioned that you feel like you could have been better. What could you have been better at?
Oh, lots of things. So obviously I'm learning what I do. So I don't have like super amazing tech skills to be able to go and do all the things through like you can do a lot through things like Shodan and stuff, and I'm still not, and like Kali Linux and stuff, and I can do some stuff but not amazing things. I mean, I used a lot of the information and techniques that, well, not a lot of them, but a few of the techniques that Michael Bazell uses in his book, because he's that's amazing, really, really good. And yeah, I think you learn. It's like anything, is that you learn as you go along. So as I was speaking to the other competitors, and then you're at the whole week, there's people talking about different things they do in which are useful in all sorts of different ways, and not just social engineering. So you just learn a lot. So it's a constant process. So I like that side of things.
So how much time did you spend on your OSINT prep? And that right there, you don't need to know like Kali Linux or anything. Just knowing how to search Google for this information is probably the biggest thing. Yeah, I think it's being, I know the girl who came second, Rachel, she's a WISP board member as well in San Francisco. So she's a pretty good friend, and she did a talk before they did WISP did a DEF CON prep series, and she was talking about how like Instagram, for instance, is just a really easy source. It's completely open, and it's one of the best places. Like if you're using geotags, because people tag themselves in photos, and so you can just search on the address of the company, or you can put in the company. But if you know where that company's office is, if you put it in or somewhere close to it, you'll sometimes, like, especially for I couldn't target London, but if you put Disney in London in, I mean, the amount of stuff people have taken pictures of, people have
taking pictures of their desks and their badges and their passes. And it's just little things like that you get flags like that because you can see that then they use Outlook because you can see the screen. So the flags as far as the social engineering, as far as the SECTF was concerned, there were a lot of flags in there that you could get just by doing that because people had their direct dial numbers and there was a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff on forums. A lot of places people have employee forums as well, which aren't closed. And Disney does have that. There's a lot of information on when salaries get paid and things like that, and the catering side of stuff. So.
Well, and you can use all that kind of stuff to, they say pretext, to where you can use that kind of information to establish your credibility with the person on the phone.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, so you can say, I'm calling you because so-and-so told me to call you, or because, I was speaking to so-and-so at this conference, and, who's that? And you can say, well, so-and-so because they had their baby last week, or because they were in Thailand, or did you have a nice vacation? He said you were in, Sicily last week. And you can get all this information, can't you? This background information on people, because we all do it. Well, I mean, maybe I do it. I'm a total social media tart. So, I can see a picture. Yeah, put it on the gram. Everything, Facebook is terrible. I have actually terrible OPSEC, I have to say.
So, what are some of the things that you found that Disney from researching Disney?
As in the flags?
Yeah.
Things, or just generally? I didn't find a huge amount. If Chris is listening, he'll be laughing. I found a lot of phone numbers, so they were useful because the numbers are the most difficult thing to find. Because if you can't, you can go through central numbers, and I think during the SECTF, Chris was trying to he's trying to help me. So he's going, just call HR, just call HR. So you can do that and then hope that somebody will patch you through, or that you're going to get lucky with the person you're speaking to, which often you do. But having a direct dial is really, really useful. So you can find that through things like people, but searches like that, or social searcher. But you can also, when people have actually just posted pictures of their business cards or their desk on social media, then it's there for you. You don't even need to search. So I'll do anything that makes my life easy.
All right. So Disney's just this big organization. Where did you end up calling?
I ended up calling the office in New York. For the longest call was the New York office. And she was my favorite target because she is a prolific social media user. And so she had her business cards and her direct dial and everything. So with her mobile and her fixed as well. So that was great. But I had other people across, because it's just such a massive company. There's so many different divisions, even within gaming and things. So I had Seattle and LA, and there were a couple of people. There were a lot of interns in Orlando who looked pretty exciting to call if I was, but I wasn't sure about their phone numbers. So I kind of elected not to call them straight away. And I'm really glad I spoke to her, actually, because she was lovely. Nice.
Very friendly. Those are the best. She made your dreams come true.
Yeah. And it was maybe it was a good time to call New York as well, because it was a little bit, it's just a couple of hours. So you're getting towards the end of the day on Friday. I was kind of hoping that's always a good time to call me,
right.
End of the day on Friday. I'm kind of pretty happy if you just want to chat. If you want something at 5 p.m., I'm probably not going to be too happy, but
you probably took her away from something she had to actually get done. She's like, yes, phone call.
I know. She's in sales and marketing. She has quite a nice job. I mean, what do they do anyway? I mean, they do nothing. It's like anything that's worse than that is working in IT support, because all they do is tell you to switch it off and on again, right? I mean, everybody knows that. Right, exactly. So I've just offended a lot of people. I'm sorry. Yep.
Well, security says no all the time, so there you go. Just bring it right back around.
I've done it. You just switch it off and on. Yeah, it works. Okay.
90% of the time it does solve the problem. I just,
True.
that clearing your cache.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be offensive, because I did do that in my last role, and it was just although the best one was they went offline and we couldn't work out why, and it was because the Ethernet cable had actually been stolen. I mean, we're working with schools. Nice. So I was like, and you go in and they go, how did you know I was offline? And you, well, the Russians told me, Korea called and they can't hear you anymore. They're like, oh, really? Oh, my God. And I'm like, no, it's serious. I can tell if you're offline because I have the, I always magic. It's just voodoo. Okay, just trust me. And then, so you're trying to get these people, just switch it off and on, just reboot. No, it's just not working. Oh, okay, I'll come down. And then, so you drive for like an hour and then you realize it's, fair enough, there's no cable. And because the Wi-Fi, bizarrely enough, in Silicon Valley, the Wi-Fi is terrible in a lot of areas. So, they need to fix that. Facebook, fix it. Google, fix it. Come on, do something. Help. It's true though. Sorry.
Yeah. So what was your pretext with this lady?
This was. I pretended that I was caught, so my spoof number was from the UK. And I do apologise because I used one of my best friends from the UK. I used her phone number for that. So yeah, but I definitely blow back for that. So that's kind of cool. And then I said that I was moving to the UK, to the US. And I've been told I had to, by one of the HR guys in LA, that I had to speak to people in the US about work culture. And so, could you tell me about things? Because I'm really sold on the role. And I, of course, you didn't want to work for Disney. But, they said that you were really great to speak to. So I had all that.
Yeah. So you were pretending that you were coming to work for Disney.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Which would be really cool. I mean, I would love to work for Disney. So I would never get any work done because I'd be in the merch. But, it would be great. I'm all about that. I could do their PR. But no, so yeah, she was quite suspicious. To be fair, she did quite well on the whole. Kind of, well, I don't want to give you. She didn't really give me that much information. I don't think she should have given me anything compromising. Like if she'd have been asked to click on some link, I don't think she'd have done it necessarily.
Right.
I should have got her to go to SEO, but I didn't.
Right.
And I got off the phone and I was thinking, that could have been another flag. She probably would have done that. But
I remember another competitor who did get kind of caught in the lie and his pretext lie. And so it's very, that's always kind of the risk there. And good on them for like catching that. But it was funny because he said, and he's like, this is a scam, and I'm going to report this number to the authorities or whoever, which for your friend would have been really, really bad. That would have been funny.
No, yeah, and she's a really good friend. She loves me, and yeah, she owes me some favors. So yeah, I can pull that.
Well, there you go. Hey, if you got some friends that owe you some favors.
I just deny all knowledge. Oh my God, it's awful. These malicious hackers sitting in their mom's basements, just stealing your number. Change it now before somebody else uses it. No, I mean, the idea is in the competition that ideally, in an ideal world, you wouldn't be able to do any social engineering, would you? Because it would be so secure. But there's the human element of things. So it's great, actually. It's not great if you're in the booth, but it is great for the company if people are being difficult and shutting it down, because that means that we're making progress in security, which is the most important thing.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's uncomfortable. It makes it uncomfortable in the booth, but I'd rather, data was being protected really than being given out to people.
Right. Well, and that's one of the benefits for these companies that are targeted by the competition is that they get a report at the end. They get your report, and then they get kind of like a pen test as far as social engineering goes, and then they can say what they did good and what they need to improve upon. So that was good.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to mention that we haven't already discussed?
No, I think we've covered quite a bit there. It's been fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So what would you like to plug?
I have nothing that I would like to plug right at this moment.
You don't even want to give people your Twitter?
Oh yeah. If I'm not already shit posting enough on Twitter, then please follow me. If you love that kind of thing.
Right.
It's like 50 50-50. Like I try and retweet really interesting articles on InfoSec and then also really cool GIF. So find me a malicious on Twitter. That's cool.
Is that at MILE?
No,
or is it MLLE?
Yes. LICIOUS.
Yeah, so it's at MLLELICIOUS.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Well, you just go to the show notes. It'll be in there too if that's too confusing.
I mean, I'm already following her and I had to mute her. So I've already blocked her.
Mute who?
Me.
Okay.
People are like, yeah, please God, no, not more of her. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me to discuss what it's like in the SECTF sound booth.
Thank you. It's been great speaking to you.
That will do it. Hopefully you learned something. Feedback is welcome at timothy.dblock@gmail.com or on Twitter @timothydblock. Show notes can be found at timothydblock.com/EIS. If you enjoyed the show, share it with others and rate it on iTunes. Have a good one.